surprised my cheating wife with divorce papers at her secret hotel getaway affair. Hello everyone. Dear listeners, please share your thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Now let's begin the video. Using a throwaway for obvious reasons with certain specifics modified to preserve anonymity. I surprised my wife, who was cheating on me, with divorce papers while she was on a secret getaway at a hotel. Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing all right. This is a long, messy story, so bear with me. I'm writing from my phone, so apologies for any typos. I've hit rock bottom and honestly don't know how to handle this complicated situation. A little background: I'm Mark, 43, and my wife is 40. We've been married for 16 years. We have 2 kids, a 14-year-old daughter named Sarah and a 9-year-old son named Jake. Our marriage wasn't smooth sailing early on, but we pushed through those rough patches and came out stronger. We were young when we married, so we lacked some maturity, but we genuinely believed in our love and thought we could handle anything that came our way. Looking back, I'm not sure if that was wishful thinking. My wife has been a manager at a major ad agency for 3 years now, and I've been in engineering for 7. Both our jobs pay well, giving our family a comfortable life. We're a tight-knit family. I always made sure to be there for my kids to build good memories, no matter how hectic things got. Honestly, I see myself as a good dad and husband. I've made mistakes with my wife, but I'd do anything for her. It shocked me to my core when I discovered she was involved in a long-term affair. This brings me to the moment of discovery. She had been acting distant for the last 2 years, which was the hardest. She just seemed to dislike everything I did. She kept comparing me to her boss. Yes, I know now that was a warning sign, and would often mention how he would handle certain situations. She refused to read her mind, but her boss obviously could. She never took initiative to take her out on dates or make her feel special. Her boss does those things for his wife. I was immature for not realizing her needs. I asked her what I could do to spice up our love life, and she'd say, "Don't ask, just know what to do." So I searched for advice, bought books, anything to fix the problem because I was clueless. Sadly, whatever I did was met with either lukewarm gratitude or bitter disappointment. She wasn't like this before. I thought her unhappiness was something I could fix. Turns out I wasn't fixing anything. She was closer to her boss and his wife than I ever imagined. They had become close as a family, with their kids playing together, family barbecues, outings, even visits to each other's homes. I confided in her boss about our marriage troubles, which I now realize was a mistake. I thought he was a good guy and gave me good advice at the time. But then things shifted. I grew emotionally drained from her constant demands for me to fix things. I thought we had a great marriage, but her attitude changed everything. One night I was lying in bed next to her and she was giggling and texting someone. I was curious, leaned over to look, and she pulled away harshly, furious, asking what I was doing. I told her I just wanted to see what was so funny, and she told me it was none of my business, then stormed off to the bathroom. That's when I just knew deep down that there was something going on. I had no proof, but I was sure. The next day I asked to see her phone, but she refused. Later that night, she grudgingly handed it over. I noticed some conversations had been deleted, some texts seemed inconsistent, and others were plain ridiculous. I gave the phone back, and we didn't speak about it for a month until I managed to hack her new phone, the one she barely used. That's when I finally found undeniable proof. She had been cheating with her boss for about 2 years. I knew if I confronted her then she'd lie her way out, so I kept quiet, feeling wrecked inside. All I could think about was the effect on our kids. I was crying in front of my buddy, thinking about how this mess was tearing my life apart. I didn't want to throw away my marriage just yet, so 3 days later, I bought a book called How to Help Your Spouse Heal From an Affair, hoping I could make her see she needed to change. I wanted my wife back, wanted to save what we had. I'd planned to talk to her that Saturday, but she texted me she had an emergency at work and told me not to wait up. I called her workplace. They weren't open on weekends, so no word back. I texted her, no reply, and she came home around 2 a.m. Sunday, took a quick shower, and went to bed. I asked why she was late, but she dodged the question, saying she had already told me not to wait for her. I was fed up. I didn't give her the book. I was hurting, and she didn't seem to care. I contacted her boss's wife just to find out if she knew anything, and I don't regret that decision. She was just as stunned as I was when she found out. We both agreed that her husband would probably lie or hide it better than did. We met at her place to compare evidence. I took a closer look at her texts, and she did the same with her husband. It was easy for her, texts between them had been left deleted, and bits of their affair over the 2 years finally became clear. Her boss's wife was furious, and so was I. They had been intimate everywhere: her house, my house, hotels, business trips. They even shared explicit photos. We decided to ignore the explicit pictures. Some things are too raw and painful to look at. But instead of seeking revenge through more affairs, we agreed if they wanted each other, fine. We both filed divorce papers around the same time, dead set on ending it. Our spouses didn't have a clue we knew, so we acted normally. When the moment was right, I orchestrated serving her at a hotel with a sheriff present. She was in a bathrobe, frantic and panicked as she was served. Seeing her shocked face was satisfying, but I kept it cool and just walked away. She tried pulling me back and demanded to know what was happening. I told her plainly she had an affair and I was leaving her. That was that. She started screaming, pulling at me, but the sheriff had to step in and tell her to let me go. After that, she started crying, saying she could explain everything. She was just mistaken. It was my fault. I stormed out, and the neighbors or her boss's wife probably had a heart attack. They rushed home to see what was happening. We didn't give them time to prepare, just them, the same way they did us. My divorce should be final in a couple of months. Hers might take longer because she's fighting us on it. She and her boss both say they never planned to leave their spouses. They claim it was just a sexual affair, not a betrayal of marriage. Plenty of people have affairs and still have good marriages. They screw up, try to fix it. I asked what she thought the outcome would be, and she said she's just going with the flow, out of character for her, she says. I told her she's an idiot and most folks think I'm cold, but my kids, at least, are behind me 100%. They're aware of what's happening, age appropriately, and they want us to stay together, but they understand why we're divorcing. We still live in the same house, and she's in therapy, reading the book I gave her. It's getting harder to stay firm, especially seeing her remorse. She's apologized, says she'll do whatever it takes, but all I see is her saying she's sorry she got caught. People tell me I'm bitter or resentful, but I'm convinced most of her remorse is guilt. I've told her I will never be anyone's fallback or second choice. I feel terrible for treating her coldly, but honestly, I just don't care anymore. Should I reconsider the divorce? People keep saying I'm rushing and I might regret it. I don't know what's real anymore. Thanks to all your comments and support. I've read everything. I will talk to my wife soon and keep you all updated, but honestly, I believe ending this marriage is the only route for me and my kids now. The support has helped me gain clarity. Anyway, I'm back again because I've been getting a flood of emails asking for updates. So here, where I stand. My wife and I are being civil for our kids' sake, but the divorce is happening, probably by mid-February. We split everything fairly, maybe a little more on my side because she's been generous. I don't know if it's a tactic or not, but she keeps praising me as a good husband and father, saying I deserve better. I've stopped therapy altogether. It was giving her false hope and mixed signals. She's been relentlessly trying to talk about intimacy and sex, and honestly, I miss sex. She keeps trying to rekindle things: new lingerie, sexting, even old letters she threw away to hide her affair. I've refused, but she keeps pushing, claiming she just wants me to feel loved and desired. She even burned all traces of her affair at home, which I didn't ask her to do. Am I being played? Is this a trap? I already asked her to leave, but I want her here until the divorce is final, less hassle. I realize now I wasted years on someone who's basically worthless, but she's given me great kids and memories I'll cherish forever. Still, I now believe I can do better. A lot of people have given me advice. Some say I deserve better, others say I should hold on to her, but I know what I want. I refuse to settle. Love, respect, honesty, those are non-negotiable. No more disrespect, no more settling. Communicating is crucial, and if you're betrayed, only you can really heal yourself. It's taken me years to understand that. The meantime, I plan to enjoy Christmas with my family and then move on completely. I've decided I'm not going back. No second chances. My wife isn't a villain, but I realize she can't be the one for me anymore. I even reached out to a woman I met, another betrayed spouse, and we're planning to have dinner after the holidays, just support, nothing more. It's strange, but it helps me see I have options, things I never saw before. As for I don't care about him anymore. I don't plan to remarry, and honestly, I'm over the whole marriage thing. Even though I've lost a lot financially, it's made me realize that marriage often feels like a sham. Sorry if this sounds bitter, I'm just being honest. I gave my best years to her and I'm realizing I got so little back. Happy holidays, everyone. I won't be posting for a while. I'm officially divorced. It's been almost 3 weeks since it finalized. I went through a lot of grief, cried harder than I ever have, raged, felt like I lost a part of myself. I've put arrangements in place for my ex. She moved into an apartment, which is a huge downgrade. And it's apparently hit her hard. She's still in therapy, still studying infidelity, but I don't care. I want us to be good co-parents for the kids. I keep things logical, both because of my own nature and thanks to this community. She still wants to reconcile, but I think it's way too risky. I recently went to dinner with another betrayed spouse, purely platonic, just company. Things got flirty, and honestly, it turned into the most intensely passionate night I've ever had. Sorry for the TMI, but she's an amazing partner, giving, enthusiastic, unlike my ex. I didn't expect it to go that far, but I learned some new tricks, and for the first time I felt truly desired. I don't think I'll pursue anything serious with her, though. It was probably just hormones and wine. But I will say this: that night boosted my confidence and helped repair my self-esteem. I felt alive again. I refused to settle for robotic, meaningless sex anymore. The fact that I was faithful, that I didn't cheat, made it even. I'm proud of how I handled this whole mess, even if I wasn't perfect. I know I'm lucky compared to many betrayed spouses, even if I lost money or time. Lesson learned: respect yourself. Never accept disrespect from anyone, not even those closest. Everyone deserves honest, satisfying relationships. If your partner isn't giving you what you need, don't settle. Open communication is essential. And if you're betrayed, only you can heal yourself. It's taken me years to understand that. I'll answer your questions in a few hours, but after that, I'm done posting here. I need to move on. Thanks for all your support. Happy holidays.